StreamYard hates me. Yay! Uh-oh. I lost the intro. Uh-oh. Wait. StreamYard messed some stuff up recently. I know it's recording. La 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 la. Hi, you guys are watching the Mac and Cheese Podcast. I'm your host, Mary, and Brian will be the guest today. If you want to follow him on Twitter, please do. His YouTube account will also be in the bio. And as he just showed me, he's over 1,800 subscribers. So congratulations. Oh no. We will be discussing the Green Bay Packers win yesterday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Do you want to say who you are to the audience?
I'm Brian Rago, host of Cheese Talk Pod. Like Mary said, you can find me at Cheese Talk_pod on Twitter, and my YouTube is at Cheese Talk Podcast.
It's easier for you, I feel like, to say that compared to Okay, the game yesterday. Most impactful players, who would you say?
Josh Jacobs.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
McKinney, Adrian Cooper, and McManus.
I was going to say Brandon McManus. I would say Malik Willis would also be one of them because he did phenomenal in the second half of the game. We have to say this, Jordan Love is hurt currently with a groin injury. It's just a tough game for everyone. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's just crazy how the last two games came down to our kicker winning it for us, when in the past we've had a kicker we couldn't trust.
Exactly.
Then he goes 5 for 5 last night against the Cowboys.
For over 50 yards too.
Yeah.
And then we had Braden Narverson too, and it's like he wasn't good. And then we brought in Brandon McManus.
Yep.
Who's a veteran kicker and who scored the winning kick against his former team too.
Yeah, it's crazy how it comes full circle.
Mm-hmm. I would agree Josh Jacobs was the most impactful offensive player. Well, not including quarterback. Jaden Reed and Tucker Kraft too. Like there's a lot of people that you can name for that. Jaden Reed with the amazing catch towards the end to win that game. Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, his catch and runs and breaking tackles and his speed for his position is awesome.
Adrian Cooper. Xavier McKinney. It's time to mention Xavier McKinney's name again. He hasn't had a pick in a while.
Yeah.
He needed that. And he can officially start his streak for interceptions again.
Yep.
Because, as people know, I mentioned this a while ago, but he did not reach his interception goal, which was 6 in a row. 6 to break up. And he needs 5 more to break it officially.
Yeah.
For Nick Collins in 2009 and one in 1964 as well. So he had 7 in his career, or 6 in his career as a Packer so far.
Nick Collins?
No, Xavier.
Xavier? As a Giant?
I meant as a Packer.
I think he had 6.
6?
In New York.
I meant as a Packer, not New York. I'm just curious if he beat it. Like if you beat him as a Giant. It's okay if you don't know.
I think he's tied or he... Hold on. We can pull up some stats here. McKinney stats.
I thought the Packers tweeted it yesterday.
He had 9.
9 already?
Oh, he had 9 in New York.
Wait, for his whole time in New York?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. That's crazy.
And one was against the Packers too. Pretty sure.
Okay. Who do you think deserves a game ball? There was none given yesterday. Who do you think deserves one? No one got any yesterday, which is surprising.
I would either Jacobs or Willis. Because, I mean, Willis did lead a comeback drive. Not a comeback, but a game-winning drive, I guess.
Or Brandon McManus again for the amazing kick. I don't know. But
if he wouldn't have gotten that position if it wasn't for the offense getting him down there.
Oh, true. Yeah. Well, Josh Jacobs got one last game. No, he didn't. Never mind. Because he gave his first receiving touchdown to Jordan Love.
Yep.
Because if you do not know, if the audience doesn't know, Josh Jacobs gave it to him because that was Jordan Love's 50th reception touchdown ever as a Packer in the league, which was amazing.
Yeah, after his 212 receptions in the NFL, he finally got a receiving touchdown.
He deserves it. Josh Jacobs deserves it. And then he got 2 yesterday, right? For running touchdowns. Like, with the help of Malik Willis, too.
Yeah.
And then Evan Williams went down with a hamstring injury. What's up with these hamstring injuries?
Hey, it's only the second one.
I mean,
Marshawn Lloyd and now Evan Williams.
Shouldn't Marshawn Lloyd be coming back soon, though? Because that was
so,
4 weeks of IR. And I feel like it's been past 4 weeks already.
It would be nice to get him back for sure.
Okay, so I'm going off script for a little bit. Not really. People want to know who are your top 5 receivers of all time?
Packer receivers?
Oh, all time. Not necessarily just Packers. This is a Bears fan that wrote this question.
Well, I can't think of any Bears receivers. I'd go with, just for the sake of Green Bay, I'd go with like Donald Driver, Sterling Sharp, Jordy Nelson.
Good ones.
You can't, being born in 82 and not mentioning Jerry Rice or Randy Moss would be criminal. So I'm gonna no order, just 5 random. You got James Lofton and all the Packer greats and everything, but
Don Hudson too.
Yeah, Hudson.
39. Yeah. One of them that you forgot to mention is Larry Fitzgerald too.
I don't like him because of the game against the Packers in 2015. He was a good receiver, though.
Okay, good point. We have to talk about Jordan Love throwing 9 interceptions so far.
Shows he's not afraid to make a throw. The one yesterday was a good throw, a better play by the defense.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think about Halfley? Is he?
I think he's good. Players seem to play for him, and it shows. When you have a defensive coordinator like we had in Joe Barry, and pretty much sounds like he gave up on the team. Didn't give up on the team, but the team wasn't, playing for him. They're playing for themselves, and that can be a scary situation.
One of the players that you mentioned is Jay Alexander. He is hurt. Do you see us trading for a cornerback? And
no.
No? Okay.
I don't think so. I was reading, didn't Denzel Ward get hurt? Wasn't that like the rumor? Like a week ago, like the Packers are going to try to make a trade for Denzel Ward out of Cleveland.
I didn't hear that one.
But I don't know. I think they're fine. I don't know. I don't think they'll make a splash in trading.
No. If I would definitely take Russell Douglas back. But that's just personal bias, though, too. I would love Russell back, but I don't see him coming back. There's a reason why we traded him.
Because he spoke out against the defensive scheme.
Wait, did he? Is
he made some type of comment, and then shortly after he got traded.
Well, I know Devondre did it too. And look how bad he's doing with the 49ers. It's funny.
He's not doing very good, though, in San Fran.
No. And then all the 49ers fans are like, Packers fans, you guys should have told us. And I'm like, we did. We did tell you guys. Have you guys not watched his footage?
Yeah.
He was right in front of you guys. Like
he was. I mean, his first year or two. I mean, he was good.
Mhm.
You know, but
Speaking of draft picks, free agency. Who was your favorite free agent that the Packers brought in? There's only 3 of them technically. Well, yes, more. It's hard.
Because I'm a huge Charles Woodson fan and supporter, I'm gonna go with McKinney.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that the Packers got Xavier.
Yeah, I've been saying all along that how I can't see the kid's 24 years old. He had 9 interceptions in New York, and he hasn't even hit his prime yet.
That's scary. And we have Josh Jacobs too.
Yep.
He was good. Gutekunst. Why is no one really talking about Brian Gutekunst? That's why I want to know. Everyone's like all talking about like the Vikings, Kevin
Because
McConnell.
they don't want to eat. They don't want to eat their own words.
True. Favorite draft pick. You can do offensive and defensive. It's hard.
Offensive, I like Marshawn Lloyd because if he can replicate how he played in college in the NFL, he's going to be a good backup to, if not potential, take over the spot at running back 1 if we move on from Jacobs down the line.
Yeah.
Defensive, just for his attitude, I like Javon Bullard. It's hard. Javon Bullard and Edgerrin Cooper. Those two, I mean, they're both good. I'll go on defense.
Evan Williams is my personal favorite safety.
Yeah.
From what we've seen.
Right. He's making an impact too. What I like about him is he tries to get the ball.
Yeah.
You can see him just going punching after the ball and trying to, create turnovers is awesome.
I was about to say, when we saw Evan Williams leave yesterday, 33, which is weird, 33 on a defensive player. But I looked at the reason why he's 30. Do you know the reason why he's 33?
I might have heard it and just forgot it.
So he actually wore 33 in college is the history, kind of the reason why.
Okay.
Which is fun. I mean, now that Aaron Jones has gone to the Vikings. And he's
wasn't Micah Hyde 33?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is iconic too, because it's kind of like a safety thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And when Evan Williams left, you could see a whole different defense, in my opinion. That's what I kind of noticed.
Yeah, I mean, not even that. It's just you don't leave Evan Ingram wide open. You don't leave receivers wide open because Trevor Lawrence will get him the ball if they're open long enough,
Yeah, and Evan Ingram caught that touchdown with 3 defenders, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Eric Wilson is another free agent I like that the Packers brought in.
But he wasn't the team last year.
Yeah, but he was a free agent this year, so we could have won. And we didn't. Yeah. And Keyshawn Nixon has been okay, but I would want to see a return from him.
That's the part that sucks, though. It's like doesn't suck, I guess, because he's vocal in the locker room, but
yeah,
like we re-signed him based off of the old kickoff rule. Now that's
right
null and void, and we really can't utilize him for what we signed him for. Mm-hmm. But whatever.
One person that we have to talk about, well, we don't, but we probably should. The Aaron Rodgers trade. Do you think the Packers officially won that, knowing how bad the Jets are doing?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's funny. It's fun to like post and stuff for like just whatever. But I've always said, I'm glad, for his years in Green Bay, he did a lot. But just towards the end, it just got kind of weird, And it's a lot of. If we would have stuck with him, we wouldn't have been able to afford McKinney or Jacobs. There's just no way. And then you got Bakhtiari's contract. Get that out of here, and we're just, we can't move on if we're paying somebody that's not giving us production.
That's a good point. Also, the Aaron Jones, we wouldn't have McKinney or Jacobs if we didn't release Aaron Jones or Devondre too, because Devondre was eating a lot of our cap too.
Yeah, I mean, the youth movement. That's one of the reasons why they're talking yesterday why Jacobs came into Green Bay was the youth of the team.
Oh, yeah, I guess because isn't he one of the oldest?
No, Preston Smith is 31.
Right, I
Jacobs is
meant the oldest
22.
on offense, though. I think he's the oldest on offense. Maybe.
He might be.
I don't really want to look that up. That's a good point. Also, Devontae Adams going to the Jets. What was your first opinion to that?
It's I don't know. I just posted a TikTok video on Twitter of like a remote control jet taking off, going up in the air, and it's crashing around the runway. And I mean, it's stupid. It's the same thing that was in Green Bay. I mean, where Aaron's gonna focus the most on. You're taking snaps away from Garrett Wilson and everybody else, and I think it's just causing turmoil in the locker room. Same thing that was in Green Bay. It's like I've said it before. You could probably vouch for it that Aaron had people walking on eggshells.
Yeah. Oh, right. And they have Lazard too, so that doesn't help at all. Because Aaron loves to throw to his guys. We've seen this before in Green Bay. He loves to throw his guys, and he's not giving any rookies like the ball, which is I don't know what the issue is about that.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Bakhtiari to go to New York.
Yeah, that would be next. Who else? I could see Aaron Jones go, but I'm maybe not.
No, he likes it. He likes it in Minnesota.
True. But speaking of Aaron Jones, he did not score against the Packers, which I'll take it.
Right. I have a feeling about that. Like, I know Jordan Addison's getting upset with his role in Minnesota. You could tell Justin Jefferson's getting a little irritated with how the games are going. And I noticed too in that Thursday night game that once they quit going to Aaron Jones, the offense fell apart. He was getting good productive runs, and then they wouldn't go to him, and it just didn't work out. And
okay,
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they finish out the season.
Yeah, I mean, we're in second place of the North. We can officially say that now.
Yeah.
The Bears lost yesterday. What? The Vikings lost 2 in a row now. The Lions beat the Titans badly, like 52-14 or whatever it was. What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then we play the Lions in Green Bay with the 50s jerseys.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting atmosphere.
Okay, it's time to talk about it. Do you like the white jerseys that we wore against the Texans? The white with the gold.
Well, me being OCD about getting stains and stuff on my clothes as a person, I don't think I'd go out and buy a white jersey.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it looks cool. I like how the helmets had gold flakes in the white.
Okay. Yep.
I don't know. It's I think they look cool. It's too bad it wasn't playing
I know
in December.
I would have preferred it at a primetime game, colder.
It should have been a primetime game. I mean, you had the two of the top quarterbacks, but then you have a Bryce Young. The quarterback, he 80. What do you have? 82 yards
or something. Yeah. And then the Steelers and Jets primetime. What?
Yeah.
Which you could have had Jets or Vikings and Lions too at primetime.
Yeah. That was that. That. So I saw the video of Devontae chasing that guy down, making the tackle out of the pylon in that game. So I had to quick, go make a video of. You could probably, if you scroll my feed, you could find it. But I have the R. Kelly, "I Believe I Can Fly" song. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a dumpster fire,
Yeah, it's crazy. With the North and everything. Do you think the NFC North is the best division in the whole league?
Hands down.
I guess a whole. I think we knew this though coming in this season.
Well, like
Because
the Saints started out hot,
yeah, true.
and then they just, fell apart. And not, I mean, the NFC West isn't doing anything special.
Oh. And I don't know if it's because the Christian McCaffrey is hurt too. That could be it. But he's back. So I don't know. And then he hurt himself again. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, I
That's
don't
his that's his career story though. He's always has a good couple of
know.
years, and he gets hurt, and then
Yeah. Okay. Hate to ask this to you. Do you think the Chiefs will three-peat?
no.
No. Who do you think is going to be in the Super Bowl this year? It's way too early. I understand that. But
Well, before the season started, I said it's definitely probably going to be probably Buffalo or KC from the AFC,
okay.
and NFC. I said Detroit, Green Bay, or San Fran.
Okay. So where are you at right now? Look at that.
Well, the way the Lions played yesterday, I had to go with KC and Detroit. I want to say Green Bay, but I mean that's.
I don't know. Yeah. It's like up in the air. I would
If Love can recover and we can make it to the playoffs as a higher, I don't know, as a higher seed with chances of some upsets in games before us. You know what I'm saying? Like if
yeah.
say we get a 1 seed and we have a first round bye, and then say the Lions get knocked off by somebody. You know what I'm saying? Just get the
Yeah. Oh my god. I just thought of something brilliant. Okay. So what if we get the 1 seed, right? We would have the bye. It would be at Lambeau too, which is
right.
great. What if it's the Cowboys versus the Lions? Like Mike McCarthy knocking off the Lions as if
I'd go for it.
I don't think the Cowboys are going to make playoffs based on how they're playing.
I'm surprised Mike McCarthy is on the plane back to Dallas today.
Okay, you just brought up something that a lot of people want to know. Is Mike McCarthy going to stay a coach for the Cowboys next season? Are you on the yes or no train for that?
I'm gonna go with no.
No. Where do you see him coaching next? Do you think he's going to be in the NFL, or is he going to a different league, like the XFL, USFL?
I'm not sure. I think he might. I don't know. Depends on what he wants. I mean, obviously, what he wants to do. I don't know if he get a coaching job right away. I don't think he'd go to college. I think he wants to stay in the NFL.
Oh, interesting. I think this was Cowboy Rag. He said, what if he goes back to the NFC North? Like as a rival. But I don't see him doing that.
He wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I feel like it would be the Packers, if anything. And I don't know if any Packers fans would welcome him back.
Yeah.
He did in 2000.
Well, I'm pretty sure he sells a house in Green Bay.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, but so does Aaron Rodgers, apparently.
Yeah. I know that for a while he had like 2 or 3 houses, Aaron Rodgers. I know he sold one a few years ago.
Robert Saleh getting cut from the Jets. What was your thoughts about that?
Hilarious, because he ain't the problem.
Oh, okay. Robert Saleh coming to the Packers. What? Hello?
Yeah, he's really good. He's best friends with Matt LaFleur. And then he coached with
Halfley
in San Fran, and I think the linebackers coach knows Saleh too. They're good friends.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
I knew about LaFleur and Halfley. Oh, interesting. Do you think that's a good move for the Packers?
To give the offense a defensive perspective, which is what he was doing, I think is good.
I agree. I didn't. Okay. Wasn't one of our coaches like a former Jets coach too, or something? I think it's like tight ends coach or something. One of them has a connection with the Jets. Somehow.
I think the tight ends coach is.
It was a former Jets coach or something, and then we brought them in or something like that.
Tight ends coach, I believe, isn't it Butkus?
I should probably give you the next question while I'm doing this. What is your favorite Packers moment of all time this season?
This season?
Mm-hmm. There's so many moments. That's hard.
That's a good question. I think. I mean, overall as a whole, seeing the defense play good, getting turnovers. I mean, it's not like one specific moment. It's like a combined, the past 8 weeks. Just to see the defense leading the league in turnovers,
Mhm.
takeaways, and like 3 or 4 games into the season, or whatever it was, 5 games, we already had more turnovers than we had all of last year, which is good.
Yeah, speaking of that, it was John Dunn is our tight ends coach. Luke Butkus is the offensive lineman coach.
Okay, that's
I
what
just
it
looked
was.
it up because I was so I don't think the Jets tight ends coach is on this roster anymore. Let's see. We already did some of these. Oh no, and I'm looking at the time. I wasn't like this. Okay, we're kind. Oh, I just wanted to say thank you so much. Without you, we wouldn't get Tom Grossi on the show. I
Yeah,
want to say a thank you to that. Um, that meant so much to us, as you know.
yeah, that was
Speaking of
awesome.
Tom Grossi, if Tom Grossi watches this episode, what would your message be to him?
Mom keep doing his good work. It's fun. He's fun to watch, and you know he puts on good shows, and maybe one day he can join me for a show.
Oh, that's what I was like hoping you would say. That's what everyone's been saying to that question, like join my show and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have like a Packers? Well, never mind. I was about to say, do you have a Packer story, but you're from Wisconsin? Never mind on that. Unless it's different.
I mean, overall as a whole, I mean, obviously, I'm in the Green Bay area. If you see players out and about, it's just cool to see how people just treat them like, obviously they're normal people, but they're like on a higher, because they play for play for a professional sports team, and people just leave them alone, let them be family, and I think that's cool. You go into like bigger cities, like, if Aaron Rodgers was in New York, you'd have people following him around and taking pictures and then asking for this and asking for that. Here, it's just like, you know, coaches, they have kids that are on sports teams, and, you know, um, coaches go to their kids' games, and it's just like people treat them like they're normal. I think seeing that, and this just being able to live, I always say, 10 minutes going the speed limit by Lambeau Field is cool to work if I'm ever having like a bad day, or just, I mean, not even a bad day, just like even seeing Lambeau, it brings back a whole nostalgia of like, all the greats that have been there, and just memories of going to games, and, I think that's kind of cool.
What is your opinion of the draft coming to Lambeau next year? Are you excited? Are you going? Do you have plans for that? Do you know yet?
I am going so far as I know that I know of.
Right.
I'll just be having my wife drop me off
Nice.
on the, because I'm from De Pere to Green Bay. There's a Ashland Avenue that goes north all the way through Green Bay. Then take a left on Lombardi, then go go down Lombardi. So I'll have her drop me off there at the corner. I'll just walk. I know a guy. He rented out an RV spot
Cool.
somewhere near Lambeau, I believe. So I know I'll probably meet up with him. I actually met him last week. He was the winner of my
Oh,
cheese
cool.
giveaway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Todd,
Yeah. That's
Sergeant Friedel, yeah, or Friedel Friedel. Yeah, he won a sweatshirt and 7 bags of assorted cheese curds.
Of
So
course.
he has a spot rented out, and I mean, probably hang out there and just,
Yeah.
when it's all said and done, have my wife come pick me up, and not have to worry about driving through the mess. And
Don't even remind me. It's going to be tough to get through that.
and the cool thing is, like, for people that obviously aren't familiar with the area, like, I'll just like walk far enough away from the chaos, and I know where I'm going.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a fun time because, like I told you before, I'm officially going to the church. from
Yeah.
Florida. This
Yeah.
Floridian, she said, is coming to Lambeau.
Who is?
Me.
Yeah.
Me. For the first time. Even though I'm from Wisconsin, I've never been to Lambeau. Ever.
That's crazy.
I know. People always find that crazy. But I've seen the outside of Lambeau, but haven't been in it necessarily.
Yeah, so I coached youth football, and I went to the Ravens preseason game. I brought my two daughters, two of my two sons, and then one of my daughter's friends, because the Packers gave X amount of tickets to the De Pere Youth Football Organization to hand out to coaches. And so I always joke that I brought 80% of my kids with me.
Aw,
I have 5 kids. So we went, and it was their first time at a game, and it was fun to watch. And
so this is going to be a tough question, and I know we have a limited time now. What would you say to someone like me who hasn't been to Lambeau? What would you say to do? Like,
just soak it in. It's like no other, you know. You could go to pretty much go to any tailgate and just be welcome like you guys are best friends. You know, it's make sure you do the Hall of Fame tour, stadium tour.
Yeah,
just take it all in and take advantage of it. Especially if you live in like you in Florida. You know, it's your first time. You know, being there and
like I said, I've been outside of Lambeau. Like I've seen the gates, of course, but
yeah,
so excited.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. It's gonna be crazy. Yeah, can't even imagine. I can't even like just to think of how they're gonna have the draft picks walk across to the stage and just trying to picture what they're gonna do.
I was gonna say, do we even know where the stage is gonna be at?
No, I haven't really looked up anything. I doubt it's.
Yeah, I
mean, I'm sure they know, but they have to have it like everything,
like secret kind of.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to do that for a while because they don't want us to know. Even though I've heard some rumors of where it's going to be, but I'm not going to say.
I mean,
they're not true.
It would make sense because right across the streets, they just redid the Rush Center, which is like a concert venue. So I'm sure they'd probably maybe try to incorporate that. I mean, it's.
I thought I heard that's like for draft activities, like pre-draft activities, though. So that wouldn't make sense. I don't know.
Yeah, they could open up the Don Hudson Center too, which is a big indoor.
Yeah.
So I have no idea. Like I heard that they people talk about they should incorporate like draft picks riding bikes to the stage. That's how they ride bikes in Green Bay for training camp.
I would love that. However, it's probably gonna be cold because it's April. It's probably gonna be.
It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be like spring. It's gonna be like spring in Wisconsin. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, true. But it could be raining and could cause.
It could be snowy here too in April. You never know.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like if it's snowy, no, because no one's gonna want to ride bikes in snow.
Right.
We have 2 podcast questions really quick because as I told you, we're coming up on our 1 year. How have you seen yourself grow in terms of the podcast over the past year?
I don't know. It's cool building friendships with people that, like on Twitter and stuff, the ones that are, fans of different sports teams. And I don't know. It's just fun to go on and talk about sports and give your own opinions and on what you see and, stay connected with people. And I think it's kind of cool, and be able to meet up with people when the chance is right. And I don't know, it keeps me occupied.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the most important fact about this is we're all going to meet our fans officially at the draft. And that's what I'm excited about is because most of the bigger podcasts like us, you, I'm sure it's going to be going to the draft. Every podcast that most of the Packers podcasts that you guys can think of is going to be at the draft. And this is where we can finally meet each other because we know each other virtually, of course, but we don't know each other in person.
Right.
And I think that's going to be the most exciting thing because I put out a poll on my old Twitter account, how many of you guys would actually want to meet us, right, at the draft? And it was 50-50. People actually want to meet us. That know who we are from the podcast, but they don't know who we are like in person.
Yeah, I've had, people that I follow for the home opener, they had a tailgate that I wanted to go to, but it's just we had a football game with my son, and being there for 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, that's usually when the kids get up and they're squirrely for the wife. And I would have felt bad to have her here for God knows how long and depend on her to like, hey, come pick me up. Cause obviously I would have her drop me off and pick me up.
Right.
But it would be only one that I've met so far is Todd. I met him last week.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So.
Was that your giveaway on your Twitter or
Yep.
your YouTube, whatever it was? Was that your YouTube that you did it for, or Twitter or X?
YouTube, when I hit 250 subscribers.
And then look at you now.
Yeah.
Are you doing another giveaway for your subscriber count or no? Do you know?
I don't know. I'm sure I could once we get this new shirt out there.
Yeah. The last question that I have is, well, one of the last questions. What is your favorite thing about podcasting, and has it changed from when you first started?
I've gotten more into the visual things, making my own, my own like media, some memes, this stuff, and got just stuff made. I don't know. It's just it's just cool. Like the kids on the team that I coached, they had their parents go, and then some of them subscribed to my YouTube channel, and they're like, "Oh, coach, you're at how many followers do you have?" Or I tried looking for you. I'm like, "Well, do you spell this right? Do you spell that right?" And it's just cool. It's just there's a lot of stuff that's going on for me. I mean, personally, that
right.
I really can't talk about, but doing the podcast and meeting with people and talking about sports and stuff has been kind of like a healer.
No, yeah, I agree. Oh no, do you have any questions for me? I forgot to ask you that.
No, I don't.
I feel like you and I talk enough though too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just have final thoughts. Basically, this is what we usually do at the end of the shows that we usually do.
Okay.
And we usually have to take questions from the comments, but it seems like we're not live. Oh, one of the quick questions, because we have time, I realized. Bears fans want to know, what is your opinion about the Bears? Besides, you can also talk about last night's game.
I said it before the season started. I said it during the draft. Maybe Caleb Williams is good. He's shown flashes of being good. But if you have an offensive line that can block for him, he ain't going to be able to show what he can do. I said the same thing about Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't have an offensive line. He's not going to be able to get to his weapons. DJ Moore, that's great. Rome Odunze, that's great. 13 from, I can't think of his name, 13 from the Chargers that came to the Bears.
Keenan Allen.
If you don't have a line that can block for you, and you're just you can't throw the ball from your back. And even I was watching a play yesterday where he broke free from like 2 or 3 tackles, but he kept running backwards. They were in field goal position, and by him running backwards and taking like a 10, 12-yard loss, he took his team out of field goal range.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
you hate to see somebody struggle but I mean, that organization, this isn't a good quarterback producing organization.
Yeah, no. And it's funny because, have you noticed this? All the Bears quarterbacks before they were drafted are Packers fans. Caleb Williams, Mitch Trubisky. I don't remember if the other ones were, but I know
Justin Fields, but I don't think he was a Packers fan.
I don't know. That'd be interesting to know. Because most of them have been Packers fans.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's funny. And Jaden Reed recently said that he wanted to play for the Bears because he's from Illinois, is the connection. But look how that went.
I'd rather be happy that I'm playing with Jordan Love and knowing that my next contract extension is going to be huge, because playing for the Bears, it would have been nothing.
Yeah. speaking of contracts, really quick, would you give it to Romeo Dobbs or Christian Watson? Because if you can only do one, which one would you choose?
Love them both, but I'd probably choose Dobbs.
Wait, why? I'm just curious.
I mean, I hate saying this because, you know, people are always like, oh, who's wide receiver one? As a whole, the wide receiver one. Dobbs makes crazy catches.
Mm-hmm.
And Dobbs, I mean, hasn't hit the injury bug yet too bad.
A little bit, but yeah.
But, I mean, compared to Watson, you know, like I hate to bag on a player, especially for the Packers because, you know, injuries suck. But Dobbs seems like he has more sure hand. I don't know. It's hard to because they're both so similar, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because Draft Utopia asked me this question, or I asked him this question. He pretty much said the same thing.
And that catch yesterday down the sidelines by Dobbs is crazy. I thought he was out of bounds.
Mm-hmm. Wait, so did I. He wasn't?
No, that was the catch.
Oh, interesting. Because I also thought he was out of bounds.
Yeah, no, that was the catch.
Okay. Because everyone was like not cheering for that, and I was like, "Why?" That makes sense. Okay. Who's your favorite tight end that we have? Tucker Kraft.
Kraft.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can't say Luke Musgrave because he's been injured on IR.
So. Yeah, Kraft is awesome. I like him.
I love Kraft. Final thoughts.
I think the Packers are gonna win in Detroit.
Oh, wait.
Or no, it's in Green Bay.
Yeah,
it's in Green Bay. Yeah, they're gonna win in Green Bay. I think if Love doesn't play, I think they're gonna play the way they played with Malik in the first two games that we had him play for us. He's been in the system longer. He knows, you know, the plays better. If we can get like a Marshawn Lloyd back to just keep running the ball, and have production, and then throw the ball when they least expect it, I think we'll have success. Hopefully, Ja's okay. I know he's having an MRI today on his knee, and hopefully we can get Quay Walker back too. It was huge having Devontae Wyatt back yesterday as well.
Agreed. People on Twitter is better.
And I hope that Jameson Williams, he's suspended for the next game, right?
He is.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's didn't matter yesterday because they just crushed the Titans, you know?
Yeah. The Chiefs are acquiring pass rusher Josh Uche from the Patriots.
You know, it'd be cool to see in Green Bay be Myles Garrett.
I would love.
Even though he hit Mason Rudolph with his own helmet.
I was going to say, from the Browns, you're saying?
I just don't know who I'd be willing to give up anybody on the team for him. I don't know. I don't want to give up draft picks either.
Yeah, I know. Like, that's the thing is, like, if you could, who would you trade for? Like, besides, like, what would you trade for him?
Maybe corner.
Yeah, but who's left, though? That's, like, not hurt.
I would take Surtain.
But yeah, but I don't know if the Broncos would get rid of him, though. He's been doing great.
Yeah, I mean,
they're going to want a first for him.
Yeah. My thoughts too. I know you didn't bring it up, but I think with the receiving core we have, they're all due about contracts around the same time if they get extended. I would keep. It'd be nice to keep Watson, Dobbs, and Reed, but the ones that we have that we're not going to keep before the contract is up, I would try to trade them for draft capital.
So would that? Are you saying Wicks?
Huh?
Are you saying Wicks? Trade Wicks?
Well, just anyone you know that you're not going to be able to retain, I just try to trade it for draft capital. That way you can go, say you get a second or a third round pick for him. Well, when did we draft them? So you get somebody brand new on the rookie contract. It's going to be cheaper than what you're paying.
To keep them. So who would you trade though? Because we have Reed. I don't think the Packers.
It'd be tough. I mean, the top three would be Reed, Watson, and Dobbs. I would want to keep, but if we could probably only keep one, maybe two. And that third one I would trade for draft capital, or for third and fourth draft capital.
There's Mountain. Bo Mountain. He's been doing okay, but and there's a reason why the Seahawks didn't want him back. Because they tried. There's Wicks. I'm glad Dubose has a shot at the Dolphins. I am glad about that.
Yeah.
Samori Toure was traded to the Bears. Or signed by the Bears.
Who?
Samori Toure, our like 8th wide receiver that we had.
Yeah. He was good in college.
Was he? Okay. Because I didn't watch his college tape.
At Nebraska, yeah. I always hated playing against him when Wisconsin played him because he always tore us apart.
James just texted me a quick question, so I'm gonna text him right now. With this young team that we have, would you rather Green Bay win ugly like they have been doing, or win the old Rodgers way where we put up 30 points every week, but our defense couldn't stop anybody?
I'd rather win than we were winning now.
Yeah,
because I mean, you look at it. I mean, Love on the interception yesterday, it was a good throw, and like I said, even a better defensive play. But 2 plays later, we had the ball back because our defense came out and got the ball back for the offense.
Yeah, and then James agreed. I'll take ugly wins like yesterday, especially knowing how young this team is. Like you just mentioned, young team. They're learning how to win games, which I think is the only going to help them keep moving forward, regardless of how it looks. We're 6-2. It's 6-2.
Yeah, you mean you look at years past, we get into a high scoring game and we'd lose it. Now it's like a close game, and being the youngest team, it shows that their heads all in it because they're playing to their potential.
I was gonna say.
The defense is stepping up huge.
Oh, Patriots are trading pass rusher Josh Uche to the Chiefs for a 2026 6th-round pick.
How did the Chiefs get all these people for nothing?
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins, another one. What?
Oh, yeah, what did they trade for him?
I think it was like
a pair of shoes. It's like,
yeah. What? And then Marquez Valdez-Scantling went to the Bills? What?
Yeah. Well, he did his part. He got 2 rings,
Yeah, true. I just feel bad, but I don't know. I'm surprised that he didn't go to the Jets with, like, Rodgers and stuff. Because that was, like, Rodgers' best friend, or one of Rodgers' friends.
Yeah, there's probably more that happened behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Because he dropped passes, too.
My final thoughts is the Packers beat all of AFC South.
Yeah.
Titans, Colts, Texans, and Jaguars officially. That's one division down.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we're in second place of the division.
Who would have thought that? The thing, too, is the loss to Minnesota, if we'd have played them the first half like we played in the second half, it wouldn't have even been close at all.
Agreed.
Yeah. So it's, you learn from your mistakes and you move on. But that's just a game you look back on and you think if they would have played the way they played in the second half, it wouldn't even been a close game.
Agreed. And we always split against the Vikings. That's how it's been.
Well, last year they won in Lambeau and we won in Minnesota. So it's
right. That's what I'm saying. They won at Lambeau last year. We won. The Lions won at Lambeau last year. Unfortunately, we won there on Thanksgiving. Yeah. So it's like
Turkey Gate.
Ugh. Give Jordan Love his turkey.
Yeah.
I hope they do it this year. It's on a different station, which should help. It's not Fox who did it last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Speaking of the Dolphins, Joe Barry, Revenge King, coming back.
Joe Barry, also coming to Lambeau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's coach technically.
We'll expose his defense.
I know. I think we will too. I think the Packers know how to handle it. And that's gonna be fun. Seeing Halfley's defense compared to Barry's. Which we know how Barry's defense works.
Well, that too, and between now and then, if Tua gets hurt again.
Right. I mean, Tua apparently has a concussion grade helmet, though. That wouldn't happen. It's like double padded or something.
Yeah, it's like a Martian running around out
Yeah.
there.
And they tested it with dummies, like test dummies, like they do with roller coasters. And it didn't do any damage. Like that's what they were testing is the brain hit with this type of helmet, and apparently it did impact the brain. Which
So now he's gonna think he can go out there and dive head first again, you know?
exactly, and that's not gonna look good. We saw
Right.
it against the Packers like last year on Christmas or 2 year Christmas ago. Like that's the
Yeah.
exact same way that he got injured the first time with the Packers. And it doesn't help because the Packers, it's going to be on Christmas. It's going to be hopefully snowy. The Lambeau Field effect.
Yeah,
So
that'd be nice to actually hopefully use it to our advantage with our
that's what I'm
defense.
saying.
You
And
know.
it's going to be a snowy. Florida does not know how to play in snow. Mm-mm. We do not know how to play in snow here,
Yeah.
which is going to be fun. What do you have coming up?
What do I have coming up?
Yeah.
I have a podcast this Friday. Oh wait, no. Okay, I know where you're going.
You can do yours first, though. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. November.
Mhm.
I got me in the spot. Was it November?
Yeah.
30th? November 30th. I'm gonna have Mary and James Jefferson on together for a podcast.
Sorry, I just got good news. I'll let you say it first.
We'll have them on a podcast, and we'll be talking about mental health and
I don't know.
some sports. Yeah,
I don't know.
that's the plan.
Is there any other shows that you want to say?
No, they'll just come out when they come out. I usually put them on Twitter, so
There you go. Are you ready for this news? Evan Williams. We were just talking about him.
he's healthy.
No long-term concerns for Evan Williams.
Okay,
Trending towards being ready back by Detroit.
cool.
That's big news right there.
Yeah,
So what two shows do I even have coming out? Oh dear Lord. You can wait. No. Please check out the episode that Cassie and I broke down the Wiz. We're doing the whole Wizard of Oz trilogy, kind of right now. It was a mess. We did Wizard of Oz in August, like the day we uploaded it, the day it came out, 83 years ago, or 85, and then we did the Wiz for October, because we're kind of working up to Wicked in November. So that's going to be the ending of it, is Wicked. Because Cassie and I got tickets to see it opening weekend. Opening weekend.
Cool.
So that's going to be fun. And that's like kind of the end of that. Because the end of it's called Midnight Disney. We're talking about every single Disney movie that you can think of. So Lion King, Mufasa, Inside Out 2, Lilo and Stitch, and others. It's going to be fun. And some other non-Disney movies. So like we're gonna do The Greatest Showman and Rent and stuff.
Cool.
It's gonna be fun. Midwestern Chaos. It's a podcast that Bears fan and I talk about Packers and Bears and fantasy football stuff. And we're this week. So we've been doing all the trades from 2022 to current, and we're doing Wisconsin Jets. Is what we called them. Jets and Bills. It's time to talk about those. And apparently the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And we usually do that show on Thursday, and it would go up before the Thursday night game, because we usually give predictions on who's going to score touchdowns and whatever for our teams. So that's going to be fun. Also, I have a Halloween show on Halloween night, which is going to be fun. My friend Miranda's hopping on. Miranda, Murder, She Wrote. So that's going to be fun. And I will be going on Chris Joffrey's show soon. So that's going to be fun. And also, I have a Spaces Friday night, which is going to be fun at 8 Eastern, talking about NFL news. Where can people find you? Really quick.
They can find me at my house.
Okay.
Find me at Cheese Talk _pod. It's in the green bubble. That's Twitter, and you can find me on YouTube at Cheese Talk Podcast, all one word. Cheese is spelled with a Z. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
Yes. Is there anything else that you want to say? I'm just seeing if there's any more Packers.
Go Pack Go.
Okay.
Thanks for having me on. It was fun.
Yeah,
It's
we
always fun
would love
talking
to have you back
Packers.
on. We
Yeah.
would love to have you back on, especially like if you do fantasy football.
No, I don't. That's no, I don't. I got too much. I don't have time for that.
No, I know that.
The last year I did fantasy football, it was through a work pool, and that was a year that I think Rodgers won MVP, and Devontae was balling out, and Randall Cobb was doing awesome, and then I think Rodgers got hurt, and then I think I picked up, I think Eli Manning I had Eli Manning, but he got hurt, and who came in for him? Right? I was just talking about this yesterday. Tyrod Taylor came in for Eli Manning,
Nice.
and he had like 40 plus points for me. Like,
oh wow,
I took second place in the league, but that's the last I did. That's just too much last minute, too much news to keep up on.
I know. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like they want me to do it, but I'm like maybe as a podcast league. But we're talking about like some people do 24-hour challenges. We decided if we do a friends league, we're not going to do that. We're going to do like charity stuff, like AOS, Ice Bucket Challenge, stuff like that. Like something simple that anyone can do. Like that you don't have to sit at McDonald's for 24 hours, sit at a bar for 24 hours, stuff like that.
What I can't stand is these damn political text. Incoming spam detected. Incoming spam drives me up the wall. And we even have a no soliciting sign on our front door, and people still ring the damn doorbell. Then my two dogs are going crazy barking. It's like, no, check the camera. No, I'm not answering the door. I'm not coming to the door. Leave me alone.
Yeah, for sure. We would love to have you on Midwestern Chaos.
Yeah.
It's a bear
Let me know.
It's a bear thing. For sure we will.
It's okay.
And I'm gonna have a Vikings fan on next week. So that's gonna be fun.
Who's that?
I'll text you their name. Because I'm not gonna say it officially.
Okay. I had one on a couple weeks ago.
Was it fun?
Yeah. It was awesome.
Let me do the final outro video.
Yep.